Lewis, go ahead.
Thank you very much and welcome to our presentation, Do It Like Tony Stark, Redefine Engineering with Augmented Reality. My name is Lewis and I am co-founder and chief marketing officer of Holo-Light. And I'm gonna take you on a journey through our augmented reality engineering space, Aries. So let's get started. Welcome to the world of Aries, a world that the most famous engineer of this planet already knows. Tony Stark, alias Iron Man, designs complex products like his Iron Man suit using augmented reality. So that's something you already know. But okay, it's Hollywood. How does it look like in reality? The only difference, as you can see, is basically that people wear smart glasses, just like this HoloLens 2. Except from that, everything is the same. And what we want to do at Holo-Light is to improve the performance of every engineer with our augmented reality engineering space, Aries. And that's what we are going to do, and I'm going to show you. In the next 15 minutes, you will see a fully recorded video in AR. Only in Aries, no PowerPoint slides. Let's go. I am an engineer and I want to do a design review, and therefore I need to open my main menu. In this case, I want to check out a Ducati, so a motorcycle. First, I go to Files and I take my File panel and place it somewhere. I don't need the main menu anymore, so I can close and open it anytime. Now I go to Open File and go through my folders. I can import any kind of CAD file formats. So this could include JT files, step files, or whatever you want to visualize. In this case, I found the Ducati and now I want to place it somewhere in the room. I think here is a nice position. And here it is. And as you can see, it has a nice red color and I can walk around it. Pretty nice. But Aries is not just a tool to visualize CAD models. It's basically a tool to work and interact with them. And that's why we need more panels. Back to main menu, and now we go on interaction. With the interaction panel, we are able to move, rotate, scale, and do whatever we want with our model. With the tree panel, I have a list of all individual parts of our Ducati. This is very useful. So first of all, let's go through the hierarchy tree. You can see that there are individual assembly groups, but in this case, let's select the entire model. It's now highlighted, and now everything I do is related to the entire model. So we go on manipulation, we go on rotation, and we start by rotating it, let's say around 90 degrees. Therefore, I use the far interaction to pick the green circle, and I'm moving it a little bit. Okay. Let's do it like this. Yes, maybe a little bit more. Okay. I can not only just select the entire model, but also individual parts. And now I want to use, let's say the tank. Where do we have the tank? Here it is. I select it and now it's highlighted. Still the rotation activated, but I want to grab it and move it, so I go through to another mode, the bounding box. If I use the bounding box, I am able to just really take it with my bare hands and move it in any kind of direction. And as you can see, we have several ways of interacting. I can use the hierarchy tree in case I need to be very precise, or if I just want to use anything in my field of view, I just grab it and move it somewhere else. This is already pretty cool, but now let's use the undo function and go back. This is very useful. Many times I do something maybe on mistake and I can just go back. This is really cool. And now I want to look inside the model, and therefore I use the cross-section mode. I have a cube, a plane, and a sphere. I'm going to take the sphere, scale it, and now everything that is inside my sphere will be cutted. So I can slice through a 3D model and really look inside and have a closer look on details I'm interested in. And if you think that's cool, then check out the next feature. It's the inside-outside function. If I do that, everything inside my bubble is now in focus. And this is really, really nice to highlight parts and to focus on specific parts. And yeah, in this case, I want to have a closer look on the front brake. And I can do that with this function. But yeah, in case I realize there might be an issue, I can also use another functionality of Aries. I can load more than just one file. So several files at the same time. And in this case, I want to look for the front brake and load it. So let's go searching for it. It should be somewhere in my folder structure. As you can see here, there are local files. I can also use files from the cloud, like the Azure cloud, which is really nice to have an even better workflow. And I now find the right position for my front brake, just over the motorcycle. And as I can see here, there is something I have a question about. And I want to ask a colleague of mine. And here is where the collaboration comes into place. So let's go to meeting, place the meeting panel somewhere, and very simple, start a session. Where's my colleague coming from? As you can see now on the right, my colleague Teresa is already there, just in position to join the meeting. So she opens Aries, opens the meeting folder, and she can already see that I opened a session. So she's now able to request to join the session. In case she does that, I will get a pop-up in order to confirm it. This obviously has security reasons. We have the same pop-up for sharing the file, so to enable a very secure mode. We're both online now, and now we're able to start together and discuss basically everything about this front brake. And as you can see, all the features that we saw before are also working in the multi-user mode. In order to reference the model and make sure that everything is in the right position, we use QR codes because these are very reliable and very simple to use. You saw also the perspective of Teresa, everything nice. Now I will highlight the front brake and move it. She's having a closer look on it. And as you can see, we're now having a one-on-one session. But I can also invite more than just one person. We recommend to invite up to 10 people in the same place. The limit is basically the space that you have in your room. So if you have 10 people standing around this motorcycle, there's not so much space left. So let's see how it looks like with these two colleagues here. I will show them now the front brake, and they can also have a closer look on that, see everything from their perspective. It's also possible that they can interact basically with the model. I just have to give them the rights to do that. And here you can see that a person from another place is joining, which is also very nice. As an avatar, so that we are able to see the position of this person. And this person has the same possibilities to interact with the model. We can speak and talk about it. And this is a great way to get expertise from a remote expert. So any kind of communication over several places is perfect. And that's it for our design review. So now you learned everything about Aries from this perspective, but I have also two specific use cases with customers so that you get a closer look on the real cases. The first one is in the automotive industry, in prototyping. And as you can see here, we have many customers who need to visualize their car bodies or wires, but they usually have high costs for prototypes and they need to make a lot of concept evaluations, so it takes a lot of time. And they are using Aries to visualize their 3D models, combine their virtual prototypes with the real prototypes, and the benefit, they can do concept evaluations up to 15 months earlier. And they save a lot of money because they don't need to produce so many prototypes. This is one example, and the second one is in factory planning with our customer and client BASF. And what they are gonna do, we will see that in a video. So let's go back from the slide to the video on the right and have a closer look on what these guys do. They basically are visiting a factory, and in this factory they are currently trying to plan some pipeline installation. The problem that they usually have is that there is a mismatch between what they plan virtually and what they find in the factory. And they want to make sure that there is no mismatch anymore and want to do changes on site, check out distances, check out installation processes, how to assemble something. So all kinds of things. And yeah, this is a very great way of using Aries in a day-to-day use case. They already experimented a lot with it. They're using it every day, and they benefit a lot from it. So this is a great example of how it can be used inside a factory. You already saw that the mismatch between the real and the virtual world is not only a problem here, but also somewhere else. Aries basically has now some new features, so we are very looking forward to get feedback on the new features, just like the multi-user mode, so that people can also talk to, now to colleagues from other departments and other offices. I hope you got a good overview now about our use cases, about our features, and now let's have a closer look on the product suite. You learned everything about the core of our product suite, Aries. We have now two more very important things. For everyone who needs to visualize huge amounts of data, which means like several million polygons, a lot of individual assemblies, these people can use ISAR, our interactive streaming for augmented reality. And we have Stylus XR. That's our precise input device for Aries, can be used to interact more precise and more intuitive. And let's have a look on that in the next video parts. For that, we visualized this engine, and now you can see the stylus. And what you can do now is you can measure the distance between virtual and real-world objects very precisely. We reach an accuracy level of less than 3 millimeters. This is the most precise interaction method in AR. And in this case, you see the measurement mode, but you can definitely do more. So let's just make an annotation and highlight this part, and let's tick it to say, okay, it's correct. The engine you can see here does not have much polygons, but the next one has. The next one has more than 5 million polygons, and it is visualized via our ISAR technology. So as you can see, it's not a problem for us to handle huge amounts of data without any preparation. So this just comes out of the CAD system. We're now using all the basic features of Aries you saw before, so you can do everything you want with the data you have at home or in your office. This gives you a great overview about our features. ISAR and the stylus are also available individually, so please get in touch with us if you want to know more about it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Now it's your turn. So become the next Tony Stark and do everything you saw before in your own home or office. Please get in touch with us, ask your questions. My email address, you can see it here. You can get in touch with me or one of my colleagues. I am happy to answer all your questions. Thank you very much for being a part of our journey through Aries. I hope you enjoyed it, and now we're ready for your questions.
Hi, this is Rich. Thank you so much for that presentation. It was actually really nice to kind of see it in action as opposed to talking about it. And a lot of questions popped up. We don't have a lot of time, but I want to share some of these with you. Some of them is Aries a product that's available and ready for purchase? And the second kind of follow-up to that is, can you talk a little bit about the learning curve for using Aries?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you very much, and hello everyone. Yeah, Aries is basically available at the moment. So just on Monday, we published it in the Microsoft Store. So everybody of you who has a HoloLens, feel free to download it. There is a free version, including all the features, except uploading own files. So please feel free to use it. And about the learning curve, so we founded the company in 2015, and we started with the first POC and in this direction in 2016. And so we had 2-3 years in which we had our product HoloView. This was basically a tool to visualize CAD files, but we learned a lot about which features are necessary for companies, especially in the automotive sector, mechanical engineering sector. And so we included them, and now we have a way more powerful tool, including collaboration features and everything you basically need as an engineer.
Yeah, that's interesting. One of the other questions, maybe a little more technical, is it loading the CAD models at 1-to-1 full scale? And they've also asked if you verified with measurements of holographic models.
So in the end, what we load is dependent on the CAD model itself. So if you create a 3D CAD model in a CAD system like CATIA, Creo, or whatever, basically it's up to you where you, for example, put the center of the model, or where you basically where you define the scalability, the scaling. We have import settings where you can change things and edit them, and then there are a lot of features like in the app itself where you can work with or basically change whatever you want. And yeah, I think these are the opportunities.
And are you using any like external real life points as references or positioning for the models, making sure that it kind of sits in the correct place in a real life factory, for instance?
Yeah. So first of all, when you load a file, it's up to you where you place it. But you're right, if you're inside a factory and you want to put it in a specific position, we at the moment have definitely the opportunity to use QR codes to set up things, because they are still very reliable, and that's great. I think everybody is aware of maybe spatial anchors and this stuff. We're currently also experimenting with it. It's not yet inside the application, but these are things that are coming in the next month. And this allows then users also to work independent a bit more from the markers itself. So in the end, we have flexible use cases, and they are quite different. So it's a little bit depending on the specific use cases. But we know about these things, and if there are people who want to know more, then just get in touch.
Perfect. So maybe this last question here is, I have no idea what it means, so I'm hoping that you do. It asks if you support large G ITF files, like lowercase g, capital ITF files.
Yeah, I think it's a new standard that just came up, I think last year or so. It's on the roadmap, and I think it should be available in the next 2 months or so. So CAD file, there are many different file formats, and so we have several native file formats at the moment, like JT, and GLTF will be one of them very soon.
All right, that's awesome. Well, I don't know if you've been able to watch watch some of the chat as you've been going along, but there's a lot of people that have commented and complimented you on a great presentation and a great technology. So certainly, really appreciate your time, and it was exciting to watch something real time. So thank you so much, and wish you the best of luck. Be safe and be well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Everybody have a great day and a great AWE. Feel free to reach out. I'll share my contact details. Bye. Thanks, Rich.
Awesome. Thank you.